We got Pakistan and New York.
Oh, nice.
Los Angeles. Okay. Oh, we got 6 now.
Now we got 6.
Awesome. Lovely. Well, people are going to be coming in and out. But the important part is that you guys take 3 things from today. Hey, Australia. Hey, Michelle. Welcome back. We're going to be, the objective for today, learning outcomes, 3 things. Number 1, for blocks to not be such a bizarre or abstract concept, because it can be a very tangible thing. And we're going to be learning how to use blocks. Number 2, specific use case for outbound agents. And we're going to be digging into that specific use case that we really like, we're very fond of, and we're going to be talking more about that. So number 2 is outbound agents. And then number 3, hey, Jim and Ramona. Number 3 learning outcome is, how do you go from design to build? Which we always talk about user experience, right? And user experience is not something that you just get right. It's something that you can design and something that you iterate on. So we're going to be building on Figma, literal blocks of a conversation design, and then we're going to translate that to VAPI. It's also very fortunate to do it that way, so people can join and start catching on, ask questions as we keep building the Figma, and then we can really speed it up once we get into the VAPI block side.
Yeah. So please post your questions, your thoughts and ideas as we go. We'll respond to them. This dropped, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So no one's an expert just yet, but hopefully we make some progress today in getting familiar with how VAPI blocks works. Downgrade.
Huzaifa, I'm gonna touch on that again. Nobody's an expert on this. So any answers are going to be like taken with a grain of salt and worth asking more questions, probably in the VAPI Discord. But it's a fair question to start with. Are VAPI blocks a downgrade from an LLM? What do we like about LLMs? They're very generalizable. We can use them for a lot of use cases. VAPI blocks is leveraging still an LLM, most likely a fine-tuned LLM. What we're going to be building is just some instructions here and there in a decision tree, but the LLM still has to process each. And now you're asking for the name, and now you're setting an appointment, and that's what blocks is really good for. So if anything, I would call it an upgrade, because you can leverage the reasonability and conversation ability of LLMs, but in a much more guided, directed way. Mm-hmm. Another question from Jorge. What is your take on the differences and similarities between blocks and squads? We can definitely touch on that. You're going to see a lot of similarities in situations you would choose to use a squad for, some complex workflows that you could use VAPI blocks for. And you're going to find situations, and we can touch on some of them. I'm sure some will come to mind, and if they do, please share them. You're going to find situations in which you're using blocks, and you're going to say, wait, actually, I need a squad for this. Situations where you're managing like multiple actual humans in a department, and you're trying to route calls to the right department to get to the right person, say for big companies. You might want to do a squad. Can we build blocks into members of a squad? That's a question. Where you could have both.
Yeah, my general understanding, and don't quote me on this because we're learning here too, but squads are different agents, obviously. And in VAPI blocks, my sense is that each squad has its own prompt, right? Each block has its own prompt, but for blocks, it's one agent. So our hunch is that for specific use cases where you are navigating a lot of different branches, this can help with the prompt size and sort of containing the prompt into one decision. Okay, if the user says this, we do this, and if the user says no, then then we say no. And I'm going to leave you all to marinate with this because maybe it's a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I think it's very... The timing is just too good that VAPI Blocks comes out almost at the same time that OpenAI drops its new native voice model. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do about it.
Yeah, same. Let's get into building. Right before we do, we're going to answer one more question. Terry asks, my main question, I understand each block has its own small prompt, but I don't understand how to prompt the overall personality and style of the blocks. That's a very good question.
Cool.
I have that question too. I'll give you a little hint as far as I've gone to. Let's go back to prompting fundamentals. Let's add some context. Let's add a role. Let's add a style. And obviously, let's add a task. The fact that the box, and we're going to get into it for those that haven't seen it before, the fact that the box is small and allows like 3 lines of text, it allows more, it just shows 3. It doesn't mean you can't build a bigger prompt. That's my hypothesis. So let's go prove it and try to add some style. Sarcastic is usually easy to kind of notice from normal, so we could start there. That could be a fun little test.
And
okay, cool.
So some of you may have seen, any of you that are tuned into Otley, we've been featured recently for building some outbound use cases for fundraising. And that's the use case that we're going to dive into today because it involves navigating, trying to get to the decision maker and handling objections, which when we build this out, and we're going to do that right now on Figma, mapping out the flow of the conversation, we think there's a really good use case for blocks.
Cool.
So,
yeah. Honestly, I think that's
so. Let's pull up the Figma.
Cool. Let's do it. Boom. Yep. Yeah. Let's go with that. Cool. Please let me know if you can see all right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes. If you can pull it up, that'd be great. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that hard as a yes. Yeah, Jason, I think that blocks is most certainly part of a squad. And we're gonna be diving into it now. Let's see. Learning VAPI blocks. We're gonna put it nice and green, just for anybody to joins, that it's very clear what we're doing. We'll still need your help with onboarding new people into what we're building. So what are blocks? Let me tell you what you get to do with blocks. Let's see. Let's make a little nice design. Okay. With blocks, you get to give instructions of conversation. You get to give instructions of conditions. And you get to give instructions of tools. That's all things that blocks can do. There's different shades of a block. Unfortunately, the UI won't match that yet. It's all black and white. But so with these different things, what we can create is a conversation flow, a conversation tree. It can be as simple as, let's see, we can have a conversation block, which is simply the greeting. Hey, greet the user. It's probably a good place to start. We can add some code so it's easier to understand. Let's do blue and let's do tools be orange. Okay, cool. So we have a conversation with just the greeting. Then from the greeting, what we might want to get is, say, the name of the person that's calling in. We're going to be doing outbound, though. We might want to find other types of information. We're going to get there. Let's keep it simple for now, and then we can talk about a use case.
Well, and they're going to agree. They're probably going to ask who they're speaking with if we decide that's how we want the conversation to start. But for this case, we need to make sure that we're getting a hold of the right person. So we're trying to this is fundraising. So if we're targeting, and for outbound use cases, let's say that most likely this is cold unless you're reactivating a campaign. So to be compliant, this is going to be B2B, assuming that we'll call and we'll get a receptionist or a personal assistant and need to navigate our way to getting to the right person in, say, let's, the corporate giving department or charitable donations for a company.
Okay, so we're doing an outbound B2B fundraising, B being the charity and the other B being whatever business we're calling.
Correct. And
so what information, this is kind of where this comes in, the conditions. What information are we trying to get from this first interaction?
Well, we need to know if they're the decision maker or not. And if not, then we need to say, hey, can you connect me with someone who is in this department? Or likely if we have their name, if we're calling from a list, maybe we've gotten the name, then maybe we're asking, hey, can I speak to this person? Because we already know that they're the person we need to speak to.
Gotcha. If we already know, is this, whatever, business owner name, owner name. Okay, so we're gonna be creating a legend as we go. So hey, is this, Paige the owner of business X? So we can have, essentially the decision is this the decision maker? And we can have a yes or we can have a no.
Right.
So this is where blocks comes in that we weren't able to do before. The whole prompt changes. What the LLM can see changes based on how we answer this. Yes, this is the decision maker. Loop. Or no. Cool. I'm gonna do some colors. Cool. And we go green. Okay, lovely. Is this the decision maker? And what are each of these branches gonna look like? If it is the decision maker, then we'll go into a whole conversation about, hey, this is our charity. The charity value proposition. Explain who the nonprofit helps. Who do they help? How are they working? And all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just so for those who are kind of already are catching on to blocks, I'll leave you with this. It's going to be its own workflow. Explaining the nonprofit, explaining the value proposition, it's going to be its own workflow. Okay. Which is also, there's going to be another workflow if this is not the owner of the business, if this is not the decision maker.
Right.
So what might that workflow look like? If we're not talking to the business owner, most likely we're talking to a receptionist, right?
Right.
Okay.
And the first question would be like, hey, oh, great. Can you connect me with owner name?
Gotcha.
Can you pass my call along to owner name?
Cool. And that can have its own two branches.
Right. Because then if they say no, another question we can ask is, well, is there a better time to call back?
Okay. Got it.
Or when's a good time to give owner name a call?
Yeah.
So we're already handling objections before we even get into the actual meat of handling objections.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's recap until now, and we'll be building on.
Cool.
Learning VAPI blocks. We're going to have 3 types of blocks in this diagram. It's going to be a conversation, a condition. We want some information, and tools. Tools we're going to get to later on. These are the 2 that are important right now. So we're starting off with a greeting. Hey, is this the owner? So essentially, we're trying to answer, is this the decision maker? We can either get a yes, and we just explain who the nonprofit is. Or it can be no, this is not the decision maker. So can you connect me with owner name? From there, this say receptionist could say, yeah, let me just transfer you right away, and that would be awesome. Most of the times, we're gonna get a who's calling, or they're not available is more likely. And then from there, we can ask if it is no. What happens if they say no? Can you connect me with?
Yeah, then we could say, when is a better time for me to give owner name a call back?
Okay.
That's one option. This doesn't have to be the end all be all option.
Let's see. So when would be a better time? That's a cool thing about Figma. We can like grab, rearrange, drag, all that stuff.
Yeah.
When would be a better time? This could be don't ever call us back again. Never. Or it could be tomorrow 2 p.m.
Right.
Cool. Wonderful. So we have the hopefully not often option. Never call us again. Which can sound a lot of different ways. Or it can be like tomorrow X time, 2 p.m.
And from there, so let's say I think this is where a function would then come in. Because, okay, you can call back tomorrow at 2 p.m. If we want to automate as much of this as possible, or automate the parts that make sense, then we can say that the function for the agent would be to, either schedule itself to call tomorrow at 2 p.m. Maybe it sends an SMS or updates a database with the information, and then it goes back into a flow in a scenario where we might have, assuming that we call and 80% of the calls go to voicemail or people don't pick up, we might build a system where we're calling, a few times, like once today, tomorrow, we've got 3 touch points. So it could then go into a different flow. It just depends on how we want to design it.
Okay. So we can say this is functions. We're going to be scheduling a callback. So we talked about tools here. I'm just going to use the same shade of orange. Okay, wonderful. So, okay, I'm going to minimize stuff a little bit just so everything fits in one screen. Let's see.
Figma can be so massive and so tiny.
Oh my God, you have no idea. The amount of times we've said like, okay, we're going to go and rebuild our whole Figma.
That's a project.
Oh my God. You kind of end up in the same place. Okay, lovely, 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 lovely. So we're learning VAPI blocks that we know. I'm going to make this a little bigger.
And okay. I know we might not be getting too nitty gritty right now, but what we like to implement as best practice is in the greeting, we introduce who we are. We say that we're a digital assistant or an AI assistant, whatever that might be, either in the greeting or after they've said, yeah, this is the right person, which is number 1 mandatory by TCPA to announce within the first 30 seconds. And for us, it's a much more positive user experience to just come right out with it than someone, halfway through the call being like, wait a second, am I talking to an AI right now? And for some of the nonprofits that we've, connected with, we've learned that, they end up spending a lot of their money and resources on hiring salespeople to solicit donations. So it's made a lot of sense to come and say, hey, I'm an AI assistant and I'm here to help and ensure that more resources go towards this cause or go towards donation than admin support. And I'm happy to transfer you to a human at the end of the call or book an appointment with you if you'd like that. How does that sound? Which has been a really great, a great experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. So let me add that in. We sometimes do it on a second line. It's the, hey, I am an AI assistant, digital assistant, virtual assistant, whatever you want to call it, as long as whatever you call it is clear that it's an AI. Should we put it in the first line? Should we put it in the second line?
I think we put it in the second line so that we keep the greeting short.
Okay.
We can say, hey, my name is whatever the agent's name, calling from Amplify Voice. Am I speaking with so-and-so?
Okay. Am I speaking with so-and-so? So then the next line is the...
Right. Well, they say they're going to say either yes, who's calling, or no, who's calling. Like, what are you calling about? And that's when we'd say, hey, oh, I am, an AI assistant working for this use case. I think it's apt. Let's call it the Hurricane Relief Foundation.
Okay.
I'm an AI assistant for the Hurricane Relief Foundation, and I'm here to, support the foundation and ensure that as many resources go to people affected by Hurricane Helene in this case. Instead of admin support, and I can connect you with a human, but how about, would you like to learn about what kind of support we're providing for relief right now?
Okay. Did anybody get that? Did anybody write that down word by word? Because please remember that. Or we can grab that snippet of video, because that is perfect. Okay, you got it? Okay, awesome. So how would you draw it in the diagram? Because we're already kind of going into the branches.
So you can add to the part about explaining who the nonprofit helps. That would be where the AI assistant says, hey, by the way, I'm an AI assistant. This is why I'm calling you.
Yeah.
This is what we do, and happy to book an appointment with one of our team members at the end of the call if you'd like to speak to a human more or whatever.
Who helps the foundation with, soliciting donations and such, explaining why it exists, who the foundation helps. I love the Hurricane Relief Foundation idea. Okay, so we're still explaining who the nonprofit is here too. This is who we are. And then can you connect me with owner name, right? Okay. Loop. Okay, cool. I think that makes sense.
And I really like the flow of like, hey, I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation, and we're collecting donation to support families affected by the hurricane. By the way, just want to be upfront, I am an AI assistant, and I'm here, blah, 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 blah. So that way the first thing that they hear isn't AI assistant. The first thing that they hear is the cause. And then they hear AI assistant.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I wanna kind of pause right here and add a couple things. Because I think we're at a point where we probably should transition to blocks.
Cool.
So it doesn't get too complicated before people get a tangible idea of blocks.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So let's first, you guys, compliance. We're making up a foundation. We don't work for this foundation. This is being recorded because it's like super illegal to impersonate a foundation. We wanted to bring this use case to bring awareness to how much we can actually help foundations. Not for like, where's the profit opportunity? Okay. So please don't go and impersonate foundations. That being said, another thing with compliance, if you're doing outbound, we are choosing more projects that have to do with B2B because calling individuals is compliant wise a lot more complicated. And we kind of, decided not to really go that way. Unless we can verify that the list of individual phone numbers that they're calling is compliant, it's usually, trickier.
So an example might be, say I'm going online and I'm looking, I want to donate to the Hurricane Relief Foundation, and I fill out a form and I click this button that says, yeah, I consent to receiving marketing communications, whatever. Then we could build a system that has an agent call them once they submit the form because they've given explicit consent. Otherwise, steer clear of calling individuals as best practices. These are the rules in the US. A lot of the rest of the world, maybe outside of Europe, is kind of the Wild West, but fair warning to build a use case that might soon become illegal in other parts of the world then I think we're going to
regulated.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see more and more regulation emerge in the AI space as we keep going. So we're our strategy is to stay ahead of it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, you're opening a can of worms. Because I want to talk about staying ahead of the curve for ages. So we're not going to start with documentation. Although this could be a good segue, actually. This is what VAPI talks about when they talk about blocks. VAPI has been very intentional, at least the people that I've talked to inside, of doing a better job of communicating the value proposition of blocks than what they did with squads. Fortunately, I was around to kind of help with explaining squads and what can be, where can they be helpful. With blocks, they're very on it. I'm excited to see the kind of videos and tools that they come up with. So starting off with a little bit of a description, we're breaking down conversations into smaller, more manageable prompts. It doesn't necessarily mean one-line prompts, and we're going to be exploring that as well. Can we add style? Can we add some tone? So,
and for those of you that might be new to prompting voice agents, those of you who've been working with VAPI probably already know this. The longer the prompt gets, the higher the likelihood that the agent gets confused, which is very different than prompting LLMs with just text. So that's my understanding of why blocks can be so valuable.
Yeah. Thank you. And talking about minimizing prompts, this whole thing where you have like 6 different steps can be simplified, right, into say 4 blocks. The important part of the blocks is 2 things. Number 1, you can configure a required piece of information, like a name or an email. And until that information is granted, the LLM won't go to the next block. So this is the mission. Ask for contact details. And until that is completed, we don't move on. But then you can have conditions. If this, then that. And we're going to be looking into that. So we're simplifying prompts. Let's see. And we are jumping in. We're going to go with blocks V1. We're just going to create a clean assistant. There's 2 ways to do it. You can choose a provider and just click VAPI. That might be a little more confusing. I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. And if you ever find yourself in this situation where you can't see your prompt, you just click on provider and go back to whatever, any other provider. If you click VAPI, blocks is going to show up. So let's get started. Our name is going to be blocks. Our use case is Outbound Fundraiser. Yeah, cool. And for assistant, we're going to go with blocks V1012. Okay.
Was that like the same thing?
Not the same ID. Yeah, option? No. Different ID.
Okay.
Yeah. So when was it that ChatGPT went down while we were doing a live?
That was like our
advanced AI workshop. No, wait.
It was like our very first AI workshop for real estate, and then ChatGPT stops working.
All GPT stopped working, and the whole workshop was about GPTs. It was quite unfortunate. Fun. So if that happens today, we'll figure it out from there.
I think VAPI was down earlier.
Yeah, it was down this morning.
Oh, no.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
So we're still in beta. Okay, lovely. I just want to make sure. No, this is the one. Okay, cool. So this is what VAPI blocks looks like. Yes, it's a little less colory than our Figma. But the logic is the exact same. So we haven't really used VAPI blocks. So this is kind of why we wanted to do the stream, so we can learn it together and ask the right questions together. So we're going to be at the start. We can probably start at the start. And we call this greeting, right? And we're saying, hey, is this the owner name? Check, check that you are speaking with owner name. Okay.
And introduce yourself. I don't know where that goes. And like you, instead of saying, "Hey, is this Mike?" You'd be like, "Hey, this is Paige calling from Amplify Voice. Am I speaking with Mike?"
Okay, gotcha. So then you're bringing up something that I think is going to be important. But I figured, well, let's just do it later. But no, let's actually do it right now. Let's add some role.
Okay.
Let's add a role. Let's actually prompt this. We'll add a little bit of context and then task.
So is this where you would also put in the persona?
In role.
In role, okay.
You can call it a persona. You can call it a role. Yeah.
So theoretically, you could have like.
But I just want to be consistent with what we use. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just, if you put in a different persona for each block, would the agent like change its attitude?
Wonderful thing to test later. So let's blast through these. We're doing actually really good on time.
Yeah, I know.
So
we're gonna try to keep it efficient because we could easily just rabbit hole.
So hard. But we are still gonna test the style thing. Let's just build the skeleton first. So for role, what would you say the role is?
You are an outbound fundraiser. Well, I don't need to say outbound. For the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Period.
Cool. You said you didn't need to say outbound. You're a fundraiser for the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Lovely. Okay. Okay, lovely. Some context.
So you are calling businesses to get in touch with their corporate giving department to ask for support or ask for donations would probably be better.
Okay, interesting. We have a limit of 280 characters.
Oh, that is fascinating.
So let me share a bit about how I think blocks works in the background. You're calling businesses to get in touch with their corporate giving department to ask for donations. Okay, lovely. And now we have the task. So now we're getting some clarity on one of the questions that you guys asked. This is a very small context window. And I was thinking like, well, how big can you put the prompt? And this is about it. It's about 4 or 5 lines. 4 lines. So then what's happening in the background? What is processing this? Of course, it's an LLM. My question kind of in my mind and what I'm going to be asking moving forward is, well, how is that LLM working? What's that prompt? How far can it really see down the branches? So we'll get to figure that out later. For now, we want some output. Introduce yourself and check that you're speaking with owner name. So now we can get some output. What do we need to get out of this interaction, this greeting? And what we need is this the owner? And what we're going to use is something called a Boolean, which is true or false. Is one or the other. Okay. Is this either is the owner or is this the
receptionist? The owner, or is this the...
We said charitable giving department, but that's like hyper specific.
Yeah. We can change it to owner, then let's just keep it consistent.
Okay,
so
cool.
If we were calling a big company, then maybe we'd talk about departments, but let's say we're calling small to medium-sized businesses, the decision maker is going to be likely the owner or the general manager, let's say.
Cool. Okay, so now we're also building an ICP, which is nice.
Yeah.
Is this the owner? It's either yes or no, and we must know this information. It is required to move forward, right? We're going to save this. And now one of the questions that I found, there's apparently invalid. Yep. I love they're using liquid. Owner name. So that doesn't exist yet.
Right.
So all these visual UI actually has a JSON block. So this is where we're not seeing in the background, but this is what was happening in the background. So we can still insert owner name like we do other variables with dynamic variables. For now, though, since we don't have this, we're gonna invent an owner name. What's the name of the owner of the business? So with the owner.
Are you asking for like a fake name?
Yep. Zach.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
You're calling businesses. And what's the name of the business?
You are calling. Okay, so you're like hard programming this specific business, but what if I want to scale this? So do I really want to build the business name into this block?
That's a very good question. So I just showed why we did that, which is we had owner name. But if we try to do this, there's an issue. We're getting an error because owner name doesn't exist. So to answer your question, how do we scale this? How can we insert prompt variables? It's going to be through the API, something we're not going to explore today.
Okay.
So I just wanted to show, hey, you can insert variables, but only if you process this through a request in the API. Okay. That's a whole rabbit hole in itself.
Yeah, I know.
And maybe a whole video for another time, like squads.
Well, okay.
For now, we just want the usability of it. So the owner name is Zach.
One question before though. If we were to just say owner name and not put the variable, would it accomplish the task that we wanted to accomplish?
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. We can keep going with.
It's just the effectiveness of that is impractical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's impractical to just hit up a business because this happens all the time. There's being a cold caller is a job.
So we're gonna be calling Zach's Car Wash.
Heck yeah. You are calling Zach's Car Wash.
Thanks for that, Zach.
Yeah. Zach's Car Wash to get in touch with Zach, the owner, to ask for donations. And then task. Introduce yourself and check that you are speaking with Zach. Okay, lovely. So I'm going to actually copy this role and context, and we're going to pass it along throughout the rest of the conversation.
Okay.
We might find tomorrow that VAPI says, hey, actually, that's the wrong way to do it. Because whatever. But we're learning. So.
Okay.
So I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to call it. It's going to be a horrible voice. Don't worry about it. Hopefully YouTube can hear me. Hi, yeah, this is Zach. Okay. And that's probably where the call should end.
Yeah, I mean, that's as far as we've gotten.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious what happens though.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, cool. Lovely. So please remember this is in beta, so they're still tuning their LLM.
Oh yeah.
But let's add a step, and when we do that, what we see is that we remember these. So conversation conditions tools. We're gonna seek pretty much that something very similar. Instead, it's going to be at step conversation toolkit or workflow, which can be now that you're talking to the receptionist, to the business owner, do this and this and this and this. But maybe you're not talking with the owner and you need to get to the owner. So we're going to figure out how to make that condition. Is this the decision maker? Yes or no? And we're going to figure out how to write that down. So I'm going to add step, and it's just going to be a conversation step. We're going to say, see, I'm curious because.
Okay, they weren't getting audio on the call.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't anything fabulous. It just kind of got stuck in a loop because it's only job.
We can always hook it up to a phone number and call it for testing while we're doing this. Maybe. so people can hear?
Squads, Outbound, blocks V1. I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I guess so. Cool. Nice. Okay. Blocks. Yeah, there you go. Okay, nice. So, nice. It deleted the whole thing. Wait, no, this is the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
OBFR. That's what I called it. Okay.
I was like,
cool.
hit save.
Okay. So, are we talking with the business owner? And how do we check that? How do we build, like, add step? Oh,
Is it
my computer is bugging.
okay?
Okay, 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Yay, with all those applications I don't have open. Sorry. Okay. Hopefully soon.
Well, yeah, while we're getting this up and running, I'm curious to know if anyone else has played around with blocks or gotten in there, and what your experience has been so far.
Let's see. So, yeah, please, I would love to hear. In the meantime, for people that were just logging in, we're learning VAPI blocks. We're literally learning it live. So if it gets rough out here or slow, please bear with us. We're essentially going to have 3 types of blocks in this diagram that we're going to transition into the VAPI blocks, which is not loading, but we will. We're going to have a conversation type, which essentially the assistant is, wants something, like some information. Then we have conditions, and then we have tools. So we want to find the business owner, and if this is the decision maker, or if we're calling it is this the owner, if it's yes, we want to follow a certain flow, and if it's no, we want to follow a different flow. So I'm going to test something as soon as this loads.
Jason, he tried and gave up, and
cool, it's back.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, lovely. That database wasn't doing very well today. We'll get around to it. Let's see. Stop sharing screen for a second, you guys.
I deep brain trying to figure things out. Well, what would you say, like, is like the hardest thing to figure out, or kind of where you got stuck? Because it isn't super intuitive.
That's a funny comment. Yeah, it isn't intuitive right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a session with Sahil on Monday to kind of like, this is how it feels.
To go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, by the way, Sahil is one of his jobs is VAPI support on their Discord channel. So if you aren't already plugged into the VAPI Discord, definitely get on that server. You can always reach out to Sahil. He's super great to responding to issues or troubleshooting. But there's already a lot in there, so Command F or Control F, depending on what you're using, and you're liable to find other people having similar challenges.
Yeah, the VAPI Discord is incredible.
The prompting for each block. Okay, yeah, like understanding how to chunk the prompt into the blocks.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you are able to now see.
I see your screen that's like mirrored.
Okay, one more time. Okay. Window VAPI. Lovely. Okay, cool. So where were we? What I want to try is what happens if we go 2 blocks in parallel. How does the LLM react? Because we have, is or no. Either way, we need the information. This block is going to get whether it's yes or no. So how do we do the routing? That's what I kind of want to figure out next.
Yeah.
So we're going to go conversation, step config. If you're speaking with the owner, that's kind of what I want to figure out. If you're speaking with the owner, comma, introduce yourself again.
Period.
And
give a brief overview of the Hurricane Relief Foundation.
Cool. You're speaking with the owner. Introduce yourself again. I'm going to do a little tuki.
Okay.
And then, okay. Hey, Stu.
Yeah, good to see you, Stu. Oh, that is an interesting thing you bring up, Jason, with he's saying being limited by the character limits, not being able to provide enough context in the block. Which is interesting.
See, but I don't think that's a design flaw. I think that's just what's the word for it? It's part of the design. It's not a flaw. They're limiting to 280 characters on purpose, not because they don't have the capacity. So why would they be? And what insight does that give you into how their LLM or their system prompt or either their fine-tuned LLM is processing these very, very short prompts? And that's kind of where the goal is. I'm going to keep peeling the layers of the technical, but for now, let's kind of keep it practical. This is not the owner. Cool. So block, well, let's look at our little dashboard that we created.
So it's not the owner. So we're going to say, cool.
Okay.
Waiting for, okay, it's not the owner. So we're going to say, thanks. Can you connect me with Zach?
Okay. So we're explaining who the nonprofit helps, and then, hey, so this is why I'm calling. Can you connect me?
Yeah, so you can copy paste the same thing you wrote in the other step with the addendum of like the context, essentially, like why am I calling? What's the point of me calling? Any receptionist is going to ask that before they pass you along.
Yes. So if you're not speaking with the owner, we're kind of putting the conditional here to see how this gets handled.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself again and give a brief overview of the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Okay, so we're going to remove that. If we're not speaking with the owner, we're still speaking with the receptionist. So we don't need to introduce ourselves again. Yeah, we can phrase it. How would you prefer to phrase it? Explain who the nonprofit helps.
I would just say maybe it's not give a brief overview in this case. Maybe it's say, hey, cool, I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation, and I'm looking to speak with Zach. Can you connect me? Something like that.
Explain who you are. Explain who the nonprofit helps. I'm curious to see how it handles this without repeating the same role.
Yeah.
And get connected. Do I don't want to use the word convince, but it might be the right word for the LLM. Convince the receptionist to get you through to the business owner. To Zach. To Zach, the owner. Okay, lovely. Can I connect me with owner name? And the output should be
expected output.
It's kind of yes or no, right?
Yeah, is to like get connected to Zach.
Get connected to Zach. Okay. Objective. We could have like a objective on each part. Yeah. Okay. So explain who the nonprofit helps is the objective. Please don't run out of characters. Yes. The objective is. Okay, we'll keep it this way. If you're not speaking with the owner, explain who you are, explain who the nonprofit helps. The objective is convince the receptionist to get you through to Zach, the owner. Now, I think we're ready to test this out.
Okay, so let me call it.
And let me assign it to a phone number.
Okay.
So it's actually going to call you.
Okay, that works.
We can do it both ways, though.
Right.
Unlabeled. We're going to go... I think it's this one. Yep. The blocks V1, which is this. Edit blocks. It says here. Okay, awesome. Okay. So actually you call it so we protect the ID, the caller ID.
Okay.
Lovely. Because we love doxing ourselves. It's like our favorite pastime.
Hopefully the sound.
Oh man. When I drop like full credit card numbers and address on a video.
Your name, and I'm with the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash? Hi, I'm calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, please?
Oh, those are
hey, this is not Zach. She said it twice.
Hey, this is your name. I'm with the Hurricane Relief Foundation. We're a non-profit organization dedicated to providing support and aid to communities affected by hurricanes. Can we take a moment to talk about how you or your business might be able to help?
Okay, we're going to try that one more time because I don't know. I'm going to double, triple emphasize the word beta out here. This is what they're getting feedback from. This is the process of reinforcement learning. So we're going to cut them some slack.
Right.
And we're going to try it again.
But also to...
And I did say the same greeting twice, but different.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Well, and to Jason's point about context, we haven't really given it any instructions, but it already went ahead and like said, hey, this is what we do. And like, do you want to hear about how you can support? So, okay.
Hello, this is your name from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, the owner, please?
Zach's not available right now.
Thank you for letting me know. I will try contacting another time. Have a great day.
Okay. She didn't do double intro that time.
Cool. She didn't do a double intro, which is a good sign, but also a bad sign. It's okay, cool. Harder to diagnose the problem if it doesn't reproduce itself. So where do we go from here? We tried something, which was, hey, is this the owner? It did get that information. It was, no, this is not the owner.
Yeah. Well, and we didn't add any other steps beyond that. So.
Well, we did. Yeah, here and here.
No, I mean, we didn't give any instructions of what to do if she didn't get the owner. So.
Yeah. If you're not speaking with the owner, explain who you are.
Yes, I mean, like, do you what do you ask? Do you ask to call them back? When's a better time to call back? Can I send some email information? That's what I mean.
See, I think that's what the blocks are for. The blocks are for, and then go into.
Yes, we're on the same page. I'm just saying we haven't added the next block yet.
So it did go through this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Did you not hear it?
Then we heard different things.
Okay, one more time.
Let's say we are the owners.
Hello, this is your name calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach?
Yeah, this is Zach. Hello?
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
Okay.
I'm calling on behalf behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation to discuss some potential ways we might be able to collaborate. Do you have a moment to talk about this?
Yeah, sure.
Great. The Hurricane Relief Foundation is currently raising funds to support disaster-stricken areas. We're reaching out to community-minded businesses like yours to see if you'd be interested in making a donation or partnering with us to support the relief effort. Would you be open to discussing some options?
Sure.
Thank you, Zach. Here are a few ways you can contribute. 1. Monetary donations. Direct
Sounds
financial
like
contributions can be made to support immediate relief
Okay,
efforts.
I'll end it. I wanted to see how far it would go, which, you know, she was getting there. And we'll obviously build in more specific instructions custom to this
Yeah.
test use case for the fake foundation, not real foundation.
So what happened there? And I want to get some insight because I've been nudging this, and I told you guys that we'd peel the layers off. If there's any weird behaviors in your agent, what you can do is swim in this beautiful sea of logs where it tells you exactly what is going on at each point with any of the 12 different machine learning models that are going on in the background. So we're going to ignore most of them and look at this one. Model called tool. Get conversation output. Is this the owner? True. This was the owner. Model called tool. Complete step, meaning move to the next step. And it's moving to a step. This is the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all true, and it felt true in the conversation. It did kind of achieve its small.
Yeah, without much else to go on.
Yeah.
It was decent.
So then, can we see the opposite for the previous call? Can we see if the immediately the previous call? This was it, and I'm gonna attempt to zoom out, but it won't let me. Okay.
Wouldn't it make sense to create an agent with basic overarching prompt that will
This is
be
your name.
later used in blocks? So in each block, the prompts will be more specific to each stage. Just saying.
Yeah. So that's actually kind of what we're doing, but we did want to have a new company, not any of our clients, for example, with so in different type of nonprofit, and build the conversational flow from start. You can do the prompt and then iterate into blocks, but prompts lack observability of behavior. That's kind of what blocks gives you. So why would you not get the luxury of seeing your whole tree? We're not even like halfway through with this tree. And the luxury of seeing your whole tree and saying, wait. Actually, if the tree goes no, and then when would be a better time? Tomorrow at 2 p.m. We don't want to schedule a callback. We want to attempt a live transfer in that moment. And then you just go live transfer. And your essentially what are going to become blocks can evolve. Your conversational flow can evolve, can become very complicated without suddenly having a massive prompt that is impossible to maintain. That's the beautiful thing about the visual conversational flow. Some people prefer using the API directly because it's easier for them. I think this is a lot easier for most people. Going back to what happened in the previous call, we said, no, may I speak with Zach, the owner, please? And we said, no, Zach's not available right now. And then the model called to get conversation output, because this was the required answer, the required information. Is this the owner? Which is false. This is not Zach.
So then it ends.
So then get conversation output, and then thank you for, I will try contacting you another time. It never went to the next step. It actually thought it was going to, this is the owner. So I'm just going to play that part. Zach's not available right now. So what happens when Zach's not available? Zach's not available right now. Get conversation output. Is this the owner? False. false.
And then but right under that, it says model send end token. Sent end token.
Yeah, that means, I believe that means, and now speech is going to get generated. It's like sending the end token to 11 labs, I believe. Voice audio requested. Yeah, and that's kind of where it ends. It kind of lost its mind there. Model called tool complete step. This is the owner. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna attempt on other things and figure out how this is actually working in the backend. I say, so we get two options here.
Mm-hmm.
We can continue building it in this vision, or we can, which I think would be fair, or we can say, okay, let's not do two different paths. We just do one, and we explain here. If you're speaking with the owner, do this. If you're not speaking with the owner, do that.
Yeah,
and we're just kind of having sequential steps
within the same block.
But I don't think that's gonna cut it, because how are we gonna explain in like one prompt? You might be speaking with the owner, or you might be deep in this branch.
Yeah.
You can't do that without a conversational flow. So any insight of anybody that has tried this would save us time. Otherwise, we're just gonna go in and try to build a branch.
Yep.
I say, Ria. Okay, cool. So this is not the owner. If you're not speaking with the owner, explain who you are, explain who the nonprofit helps, and convince the receptionist to get you through to Zach, the owner. Let's see. What do we expect from this? Yeah. So the thing is, we have to handle objections. Handle any objections gracefully. And complete the objective. So we bring it back to like, gracefully doesn't mean like, I'm sorry for calling, bye. Gracefully is do it in this manner and also complete the objective. Are you with me on this, or do you see something different?
I'm just thinking in my head, like, if we would have to make another block for the if they say Zach is unavailable, for example. So if they're not willing to connect you with Zach in the moment, he's unavailable, then what do? Without any further instructions, the agent just said, okay, I'll try back again, which is fine. But it could be improved by instructing the agent to say, oh, well, when's a good time to call Zach back? Or something like that.
Okay.
Or
cool.
There's a lot of different questions you can ask in that case, but
so what is the piece of information that we want?
If we get to talk to Zach or not. Will she connect us with Zach? Yeah, we're a better form of contact. Yeah. Can you, what's a better number to reach Zach at? And I can try him a little later or something like that.
Okay. Okay, fuck it. Better phone number. It could be, this should be a number. What else? It could be like,
Can you go back here? Okay, if it's false, explain who you are, explain who the nonprofit helps. Do we need to say here and like ask to be connected to the owner? Because there's no instruction for that. Okay. And the objective. Okay.
So that's what I mean. Like, what is the variable that is coming out? Convince the receptionist to get you through to Zach, the owner. It's like, did you succeed?
Correct. That would be the output. Did you get to Zach? But this is the block that didn't get to Zach. So you didn't get to Zach. Our next.
No. So the greeting included, is this Zach?
Zach, right.
And now we're trying to get to Zach because this is not the owner. This is not the owner. It's the block that we're in, which is this one. And now we're, giving the objective of convincing the receptionist to get you through to Zach, the owner, handle the objective successfully, and complete the objective.
It's the output, better phone number, better time to call.
Better time to call. Cool. Let's see how it behaves.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, let me.
Yeah. That's better.
Wait.
Hello. This is your name. Hello. My name is your name, and I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Zach's not available right now.
Thank you for letting me know. In that case, can you confirm if Zach is the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Yeah, Zach is the owner.
Great. I'll introduce myself again. Hello, my name is Assistant's Name, and I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation. We work to provide relief and support to communities affected by hurricanes. We're reaching out to local businesses like Zach's Car Wash to see if you'd be interested in contributing or participating in our initiatives to help those in need. Is this something Zach's Car Wash could consider?
Okay. So it's not coming out the way that we want it to.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's a separate block then?
Oh, like it should still be block 1?
No, like if we go into this is not the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So I said Zach is not available.
Mm-hmm.
So then if Zach is not available, I think we probably need to put something in this prompt.
Like what?
Like ask. Maybe let's get. I'll let you type.
Maybe we are overcomplicating.
Yeah, we like to overcomplicate things a lot. It's fine. Get rid of the line "explain who you are" because she kind of did that weird. And say explain. So it's not Zach. So ask if there's a better time to call Zach, or ask if there's a better phone number to reach Zach.
So we are
asked
here.
to connect to Zach. Well, there's nothing that says, "Can you connect me with Zach?" I think we need to put that in the prompt.
Cool. Okay. Convince the receptionist to get you through to Zach.
But the way that that's written there, it didn't work. She didn't try to get through Zach. She just went through with like explaining the mission of the nonprofit and then like asking if Zach's Car Wash would be interested in supporting.
What if it was like, could you connect me with Zach? Is that what we're going for?
Yeah. And I guess that would add another output then, because connect with Zach. What are you thinking?
Does it just yeah. I mean, just say we build it out and then we iterate. So let's keep going deeper rather than going around the same block. But we do need to simplify. So let's try this one more time. Could you connect me with Zach? Handle any objections? Okay.
Okay, I'm calling.
Hello. Is Zach the owner available to speak?
Zach is in the middle of a car wash right now.
No problem. I can wait. If you could let him know that I'm calling from a Hurricane Relief Foundation, I'd appreciate it. Could you let me know the best time to reach Zach?
Yeah, he should be done probably at like 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Great. I'll try calling back around 1 p.m. tomorrow. Could you let Zach know I'll be reaching out again? Thanks for your help.
Sure thing. Okay, a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, but
It's a long time.
yeah. I'll wait.
I'll wait.
Yeah. And then it's like completely convinced itself not to wait. You know what the cool thing about doing this live is we have like zero expectations of building anything good or useful because we're just learning this, and it's still in beta, so it's gonna get better. Please give it another shot later. Still, there is a workflow that we want to build. And we did, write it out pretty clearly. So what if we just finish building this out, and then we kind of take steps back?
Yeah, we can do that.
There might not be any final objective, and maybe that's why the LLM is getting confused. It's like, now I'm wondering if VAPI's LLM reads all the blocks. That's the system prompt. Hey, if this and that, if this and that, and then they kind of reduce the scope, but you can only see this block and get this piece of information. Otherwise, you can't move forward. And then it sees the next layer down. Hey, if you're speaking with the owner, or if you're not speaking with the owner.
Right.
So before we go into deeper blocks, I want to explain two things. That was number one. The question of what does the LLM see when it's reading these blocks. And the owner is these. I kind of like just put it in there without explaining it. This is the insert variable. You can use variables from previous steps, like is this the owner, in the following blocks. So what I saw in the logs that we were looking at together, the sea of words, was that this was coming out as true or false. So I can leverage that because this is Boolean. I can say,
I see.
If the previous variable, the variable from greeting, the output is this the owner, is equal, and programming means is a question of, is this equal to this? If this comes out at false, then false is equal to false.
Okay. So I know we're going to move on from this block.
And I want to kind of replicate this behavior throughout. So now I want to say, if you're speaking with the owner, I'm going to remove that and get some consistency. Maybe your prompts are being too inconsistent, and that's why the agent is getting confused. I'm going to go, if the output is true, then do this.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. Great.
Lovely.
So go back to that one, and just, I know we're moving on from this block, but I think we just take out that step, explain who the profit nonprofit helps. And if it's false, attempt to connect with Zach or find a better time to reach him.
Attempt to connect with Zach.
Yeah, attempt to get connected with Zach.
So we remove this one then?
Yes,
okay.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Well, we can try it. And this?
Handle any objections gracefully. Maybe one more, ask for a better time to call or a better phone number to reach him at.
Isn't that like in here and we're here?
So you're saying that would be another block?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That we need to kind of build deep as opposed to like more conditions in the same block.
Got it. Yep.
Okay, cool. So if this is not the owner, I'm actually starting to have fun. Attempt to get connected with Zach. Sure. Handle any objections gracefully. Lovely.
Okay, so now.
And what is the output that we're trying to get in this one?
Connect with Zach.
Okay, so connected with Zach, question mark.
Oh, this is crazy.
Boolean, so this has to be true or false, and it's required that we find out. It's going to confuse the agent. Because now it's going to be in this block asking itself, am I connected to Zach yet? No, because it's talking with the receptionist. It's going to go in a loop. It's talking to the receptionist because this is not Zach on the phone. So now we're asking, is this connected with Zach? No.
Well, let's change the wording then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it's like, well, I'm not talking to Zach. Can
successfully transferred.
That works.
To Zach?
Yeah, transfer makes sense.
Cool. The Python gods are striking me down by the way I'm writing variables.
Why don't you do transfer to Zach? The outcome is really the best case scenario is that we talk to him.
Yeah, cool. Transfer to Zach. Okay, and we're giving required, and it's just a Boolean, so it'll be either true or false. And now we're kind of good in this space. If we're talking with the owner, that's the easiest situation. We can now pitch.
Yeah.
Explain who the nonprofit helps. Can you connect me with the owner? If yes, then we just go to this block. Okay, so we're finally actually creating an interesting tree.
Well, I thought we were going to build out the other blocks.
Yes.
Okay.
We are. And now we're going down the branch. Is this the owner? If no, then explain who the nonprofit helps. Can you connect me with the owner name? If they say yeah, which is one of our outcomes, what
then
happens
it goes,
next?
Right, then it goes here. But then if they say no,
so
we got to build those blocks.
Yep. Exactly.
So do you just pull a connector to?
I think so. I can just grab this.
For the yes.
Blam. So okay, nice. So we have the greeting. Whoa. Yeah. Again, not UI engineers. They're just amazing engineers.
Hopefully they'll take our feedback and color code it. So we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. So we start with a greeting. We're calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. We are trying to get with connected with the owner, which is one outcome. Is this the owner? Is the information that we require to get? It can be a yes, and we move down to this. We're saying, hey, if this is the owner, true. Or it can be a no, where we go to this block. This is not the owner. Yeah, okay, the quality is good. This is not the owner. If this is the owner, false. And then the output that we're expecting from this interaction over here, where we're still talking to the receptionist, is can we get transferred to Zach? And that can also be true or not. Right. That's why we're using Boolean.
So let's keep going.
And if it is true, you are connected with the owner, then we go into this block. And if not, we add a step.
Yes.
It's going to be a conversation. And is no, you cannot get connected with the owner. Refused to connect with.
Why don't you say owner unavailable?
Owner. He might not be unavailable. That might not be the objection.
Right. So no transfer to owner.
Refused to connect with owner.
I think my only initial languaging around that is like Zach might actually not be available. And so it's not really a matter of they're refusing to let you talk to him. They're telling you that he's unavailable. But like at the core of it, they're not transferring you to Zach. Whether they're
but if you're cold calling, then you have to assume that the owner is never going to be available. That the owner doesn't just take cold calls. So you kind of have to assume it's a refusal. We have a cold calling experiencer here.
Spot on. They could be sitting right next to them.
Yeah.
Okay, they could be sitting right. Okay. But if you do come up with a more precise word, I think precision in these small prompts is going to be critical.
Okay.
If they refuse to connect with the owner, that's where we want to find out when would be a better time to call.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can get this, or what's a better phone number?
Yeah. So let's just pick one for this use case.
Okay, fair.
We could do an and/or situation, but so that we can move through the other, because this is like
so it doesn't get confused.
Well, yeah, and we haven't even gotten to the objection handling for like, oh, we don't really have the budget or whatever else. Say we're getting to the owner. So
yeah, we'll see if we get to that.
Better time to call.
It's a string and is going to be required. We need to find out what's a better time to call to move forward.
Very excited to test what happens when there's not a better time to call.
Cool. So start thinking of the branches.
Yeah.
And we're saying here, we can insert a variable. So this is from
So if
the greeting, and this is from the previous step of this is not the owner.
Cool.
So we want to use that one. So we're inserting the variable from the previous block. This is not the owner. where the output was the transfer to Zach. Transferred. Okay. And we're saying if you did not get transferred to Zach,
So this would be
so this would be
false.
false. Then you should do find out a better time to call. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Cool. Find out a better time to call. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
To call back. To reach the owner. Like, yeah. When will they be available again? We're gonna save. And we're just gonna call it again and try to go down this route.
Okay.
Hello. I'm calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak to Zach, the owner of Zach Car Wash?
Zach is not here right now.
Thank you. Could you provide information on when the best time would be to reach Zach, or if there's another way to contact him?
There's not a better time.
Thank you for letting me know. If there's a better contact method or another person involved in decision making for donations, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll try again at a later time.
Great.
Thank you for...
You want me to go down never? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please not call us back?
I understand your request not to be contacted again regarding donations. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.
Okay.
That's how most cold calls go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Better time to call. It's a string, and we kind of have to put in there. We could put in there a call. Yes, there you go. A tool call.
Yes, that's what
which is gonna be
was gonna
add
ask.
to do not call list.
Mm.
Add to do not call list. So this is not like the government do not call list. It's our own, we're staying compliant do not call list. And this is going to be a tool, actually. It's going to be a bit of a function. We're going to get to functions very soon. So I'm super excited to test it out. Maybe put throw some make in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. We could get like a text message. This could be like, when would be a better time? And then a human calls. Maybe it's a text message that you get, like saying, hey, Paige, call this organization back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Maybe we can directly schedule in your calendar. That'd be interesting. Okay.
So Jason has an interesting question.
Yeah.
Let's test it, Jason.
Calling Zach's Car Wash. Hello, this is your name from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Can I speak with Zach, the owner, please?
This is not Zach. This is Paige.
Thank you, Paige. Could you please connect me to Zach, the owner?
Well, Zach's not here right now. Can you tell me why you're calling?
I am calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation regarding some donation opportunities. Could you let Zach know that I called and perhaps provide me with a good time to reach him?
Yeah, I've never heard of the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Can you tell me a little bit about how long it's been around and what's the company history?
Sure. I'd be happy to give you some information about the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Our foundation has been dedicated to providing timely assistance and support to communities affected by hurricanes for over 15 years. We focus on immediate relief, helping to provide essential items such as food, water, and medical supplies, as well as long-term recovery efforts, including rebuilding homes and infrastructure. Our mission is to help communities rebuild and become resilient in the face of future storms. Would there be a specific time that I could call back to reach Zach and discuss how Zach's Car Wash might be able to help?
You know what? I don't think so. Would you be able to send me a text message instead?
Unfortunately, I'm unable to send text messages at the moment. However, your concern is absolutely understandable, but could you please provide me with an email address where I could send the details? This would allow me to let Zach know about our initiative and how he can contribute.
Okay.
Cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So Number one,
So-
hallucination.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing about LLMs. Like, they are great at hallucinating, so they're great at storytelling.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Jason, if you like, this would be where you would add a knowledge base. So if people do ask about this organization, which this one is not real, but maybe there's one that's
Again,
very real. But
this is the beta. Like, what are they missing? And I'm gonna send this to the VAPI guys and be like, yo,
yeah,
this is our experience. This is the live chat. This is what people are curious about.
Yeah.
So please help VAPI make this better by putting all your questions in the
Yeah.
chat.
but yeah, I think you're onto something with that thought of the knowledge base would be how you would put that information in case
Yeah.
people start going off script.
Yeah. Which is a good question. So we're talking about peeling layers. What if there was some sort of, what would you call it? What if there was some sort of in the API, you could already add a knowledge base? Because we're not exploring the API today. What if that's something you can already do?
Okay, so just so I understand, in the blocks interface, you can't add a knowledge base there. You would have to use an API to use a knowledge base.
Oh, my question is, like, can you add a knowledge base through the API? I don't know, but you definitely can't through the UI.
Okay, so you cannot add. Okay,
You cannot, not here at least.
Okay. I will say the good thing is that she didn't pretend to be able to do a function that we didn't give her, which was send an SMS. So
Okay, nice.
a
Nice.
plus for that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go to fundamentals for a second, because I want to make sure that we're going the right direction, and then we're going to keep building the schema. This block type conversation. A conversation block is used when the assistant needs to ask the user for specific information, such as contact details or preferences. So it's used when the assistant needs to ask for specific information. So maybe we're thinking about this wrong, and they have to be very general steps. It's like, get past the receptionist.
Yeah, it could be as simple as that, and
we're
overcomplicating it. Maybe.
Again, 280 character limit is by design. It's not the flaw. So maybe it's to prevent what we're doing, which is filling up the prompt. And then workflow, which is actually what we're gonna tool call, and then workflow is part of what we're gonna explore, which is this block type enables the creation of subflows, smaller sets of steps. It can contain an array of steps and uses this. So this is part of the API. Workflow blocks are ideal for organizing complex processes or reusing workflows across different parts of the conversation. So what if get past the receptionist is a whole block in itself? And once, let me show you. What if this is not the owner, so you're still talking to the receptionist? Was handle objections and get to the owner. And the workflow can't end unless they get to the owner. So it would look something like this in my mind. Workflow. I'm going to move these a little bit. And this is going to create a whole new workflow. And the computer is crashing. Yes. That's what we're talking about. So, okay, since we got
question, isn't this all structured around an assistant? So you would have all the same assistant APIs and then add the knowledge base there.
I mean, if you're using the API, you're probably onto something, but we're not exploring the API here. And that is not my first impression of how the API is being used here. Again, this is still in beta. They're going for core functionality, and VAPI has made it clear effective knowledge bases is not their priority, which is fine. They have to prioritize stuff. So Jason, go try it. Let us know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I wish Chowder was here, so he can illuminate us. So let's see if this. Yep. Wait. So this workflow is going to be a whole different set of blocks that is gonna activate if the greeting doesn't work, if we can't get to
I was wondering that as you pulled up the the definitions just now.
Uh-huh.
If this one branch, if all of those steps wouldn't go into a workflow versus 3 separate blocks. Like if no, then here's the workflow for navigating that. Right?
Jason, have fun with your JSON. That's the API for the deep API for blocks. And that's just one of them. That you have conversation and tool block. But we're not exploring the API this time around. We're gonna make a video later about that. We're just playing around with the UI, seeing what's possible, and seeing where the flaws are. In reality, this is like one whole big feedback session for the VAPI engineer. So we're having fun.
Yeah.
I have fun being a test user. So we're gonna build a whole workflow into this.
Well, yes.
This is going to be its own workflow.
I see that this is possible.
Uh-huh.
Alternative suggestion.
Uh-huh.
We leave that and we go to the other flow and we use the workflow block there instead of individual steps, and we see if that's actually how it works instead of having to, so we can move on with the objection handling if they get to the owner.
Okay, so that's not really the hard part, is it? I guess they're relevant for both. For the receptionist and for the owner.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Getting to the owner is definitely probably the more challenging part.
But I'm gonna go with your flow, and whenever this decides to go. And what we're gonna do is assume we got to the owner. Assume the owner picked up, because that's kind of where we started this whole thing. We're not reaching out to a 10,000 employee corporation. It's just a medium business. The owner might pick up. Let's assume that he does. And we're already kind of in the pitch phase as soon as this loads.
And side note, we haven't changed any of the other settings, but do not like this voice. And it is pretty.
I don't see where to change it. Like,
that's it.
Again, if we got into the API, I'd be able to like at least see what we can modify, but we can't.
Yeah. Okay.
We should not.
So
okay. Let's see.
Or here's one more option I'll give you. Because it looks like you could like build a separate thing outside of there.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I just realized so dumb. Okay, we click on the little arrow, which is what does this arrow do, and you can put the criteria.
Okay, I was wondering about that. I forgot. Yeah. Okay, great.
I remember us looking at this and it's like, but why can't I delete the arrow? And it's still a question. I don't know why I'm not able to delete the arrow if that's not the right way. But now we are onto something. Yeah, I think this is gonna work a lot better.
Okay.
Cool.
So. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Jason, I was wondering that. So good to know.
What?
You can change it from the assistant. Like if you went to
I tried. I go here, and it just
there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Cartesia. Who are we feeling, dude? This is like Steve. No, probably not. Is this like a Valeria situation? No. Archie
or Archer, maybe.
Yeah, let's go with Archer. That's the vibe right there. We're gonna add the usuals. Tuki. Lovely. We're gonna, oh man, we can modify so much there. It's so much better than I thought. Let's not, please stop interrupting me. We're gonna have some more silences, and I'm gonna stop messing. Oh, yep, of course. Okay, and I'm gonna stop messing around with it. Transcriber is probably fine. Okay, let's go back to model, and let's go back to edit blocks.
Okay.
So now, if the output from
Oh, that
greeting
makes so
to
much more sense.
this is not the owner in natural language. Leave blank to mark the step as default. So it was getting confused on where to go.
Yeah.
Specify the condition that triggers this handoff. Is this the owner? This, you are not speaking with the owner. And then we can do the exact same thing.
Okay.
You are speaking with the owner.
Love it. Oh, that makes so much.
Oh, this is so much
that makes
easier
so
now.
much more sense.
Okay, lovely. Attempt to get connected. I'm gonna convince the receptionist to get you through to the owner. Okay. You are speaking with the owner or you are not. I think we should call it right now and see where it's actually now. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna, 1 second though. You are speaking with the owner. So 1 second, we have a greeting, just for people, have been joining.
I think you're fine.
We're trying to get connected with the owner. If not, then follow this flow. You're speaking with the receptionist, essentially. This flow on the right. And if you are speaking with the owner, follow this flow on the left. Let's do it.
And Jim said he just created a block set tied to an assistant with a knowledge base. And
Nice.
It worked. So you probably do that the same way you change the voice. Let's just see what happens.
Cool.
Hello, my name is Your Name, and I'm a fundraiser for the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Can I confirm if I'm speaking with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
No, this is not Zach. This is Paige.
Thanks for letting me know, Paige. Could you kindly connect me to Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Yeah, he's not available right now.
I understand, Paige. When would be a good time to reach Zach? If it's possible to leave a message or schedule a callback, it would be great too.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what his schedule is like.
I see. Could you maybe take a message for him? It's about an important fundraiser for the Hurricane Relief Foundation. It would be wonderful to get his support and involvement.
Yeah, I can pass on a message. What would you like me to let him know?
Great. Thanks, Paige. Please let Zach know that my name is Your Name from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. I'd like to discuss an opportunity for him to support our efforts in providing relief to those affected by recent hurricanes. Could you please call me back at your phone number or email me at your email address when you get a chance? Would that be all right?
Cool.
Refuses to connect you with the owner.
Okay, so now we're getting these conditional arrows, which, if nothing else, is a huge win for today. Okay.
You should now be speaking with the owner. Can we try that one out? Because now I feel like I have more freedom, because this is America. The user successfully connects you with the owner. You should now be speaking with the owner.
And then it goes down this path.
And then it goes down this path.
Okay, we'll give it a call.
So I just want to make sure that this is well formatted. Introduce yourself again, and give a brief. Okay, cool. We'll see what happens next.
Okay.
Hello, this is Love from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, please?
This is Paige, actually. Oh, hello?
Hi, Paige. I'm calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation and was hoping to speak with Zach. Is he available?
He is not around.
Thank you, Paige. I will try reaching out to him later. Have a great day.
Well, that was underwhelming.
Okay, that was interesting.
Wait, did we have these written when you called? No, I don't think so. You are not speaking with the owner, and there were no conditions here.
Oh, okay. So
the condition I wrote is the user refuses to connect you with the owner,
And then
or the user successfully connects you with the owner.
Okay. So
So
yeah.
can we try that path where
Oh,
you're
that
saying,
I am the owner. I got it.
yeah, no, what I mean is like, I'm the receptionist. He's not available. Oh, can you connect me? And then yes, I can connect you.
Okay.
Because I want to see how effective these type of criteria
Hello,
is.
my name is Love, and I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, the owner? Hello, I'm Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation.
Ignore
May
that.
I please speak? No problem at all. Hello, is this Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
No, but I can connect you with Zach.
Could you please connect me with Zach? It's important that I speak with him directly regarding the matter at hand. Your help in connecting us would be greatly appreciated.
Sure. Hey, this is Zach. Who am I speaking with?
Hello, Zach. This is Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Okay, it's not giving a brief overview.
Thank you so much for your patience, Zach. I understand you may be busy. Can you let me know if there's a better time to talk or if there's anything you need clarification on right now?
Yeah, what are you calling about?
I'm calling on behalf of the Hurricane Relief Foundation to discuss our ongoing efforts and see how we can partner together. Moving forward, we are seeking supportive partners who can contribute to our cause in various ways. Would you be open to learning more about our initiatives and how your involvement can make a difference?
Sure, yeah. Tell me more about your foundation.
Great. The Hurricane Relief Foundation focuses on providing immediate assistance and long-term support to communities affected by hurricanes. Our initiatives include distributing essential supplies, coordinating volunteer efforts, and rebuilding projects to enhance community resilience. We are reaching out to local businesses like yours to explore potential partnerships, donations, or collaborative events that can help amplify our impact. Your involvement could play a crucial role in supporting families and communities in need. Would you be interested in?
I have no
discussing
idea
some
what you said,
specific
but
ways your business could
see,
participate?
what I'm curious, Love, is we don't really have the budget right now, so we're good.
I completely understand, Zach.
Yes,
Budgets can be tight, and we appreciate your honesty. If a financial contribution isn't possible right now, there might be other ways to get involved, such as volunteering, spreading the word through your network, or even hosting a small event in the future.
Yeah, actually, I just found like
Would any of
50K in my bank account. I'm not really gonna use them, so you want them?
That's generous of you to consider, Zach. If you're comfortable donating unused funds in your bank account, they would certainly make a significant impact on our efforts.
Oh, sorry, they're
There are
gone.
ways to facilitate.
Wait, can you take my
No
credit
problem
card?
at all.
I can give.
Of course, Zach.
Yeah, I can give you my credit card right now.
If you're considering great. Could you please share the details over call now?
Okay. I'm gonna hang up now.
Maybe that's a tool call. Maybe that's like, hey, here's the payment link, secure portal payment link, right? That would be one way to go.
Yeah.
And we just insert the tool, we do tools, and then we call it.
Yeah.
Because it's been about a couple hours. Time is flying, right? Thank you, all 14 of you that are staying around. 14.
Yeah.
You can see here.
Okay. 14, 15. Okay. So
we'd want to connect a tool. I'd love for this to be its own separate workflow, but we can get to that later. If we are speaking to the owner and they're ready to donate, right? So the owner is ready to donate.
Mm-hmm.
The tool is going to be we can quickly make it on make and the response, basically output data from this conversation. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to make. I need to stop sharing the screen because I can't show that. here. Okay, we're making some progress. Create a new scenario. We're gonna have a webhook. So obviously, as you know, tools use webhooks. This is just a normal assistant OpenAI tool, custom webhook. We're gonna add a new one. We're gonna say blocks. Delete, just so no funny people. Copy address. We know where to paste that. That's just the normal address of the tool. Bam. Ooh, interesting. We're gonna okay that. We're gonna connect to Tulio. Bam. Create a message. Send a message. Create a message. Yeah, create a message. We're gonna send it from phone number to we're gonna fill out the phone number. Well, I don't have. Nobody can actually call me, so but I can receive texts. Okay, cool. And then the message body is here's the secure payment link and more info about the foundation.
Okay.
Example.com donate. Okay, cool. HTTPS. Yeah, there you go. So it makes it real. Oh, what is this website?
No, don't go down this
More
rabbit hole.
information.
Okay, we're going back.
IANA, internet assigned numbers of.
We are going back.
Oh my god. Okay, so we have the Tulio step. I know that's cost 1,000 headaches every week. And body is, if we get here, text message sent successfully. Okay, so we have our tool. Wow, that was the fastest tool I've ever created. We're gonna turn it on because that's half of the issues. And did we not? Yeah, VAPI, blocks, tutorial, delete. Yay. We have our tool. We're gonna go back here. We have it connected. We're gonna have some input. The input for the tool is we don't really need anything. We could ask for the phone number and all the stuff that but well, yeah, we're kind of running out of time, so it's just the normal tool that everybody knows. Send payment link, and then the output is going to be yeah, we're just gonna leave this empty for now. We don't really need. We just need to know that the tool succeeded, but that's.
Is that something you would put in the output, or it's kind of taken care of with make?
I think it might be taken care of with make.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And then wouldn't it be like in that arrow, if they agree to donate or if they're ready to donate, then we send the payment link?
If the wait, didn't I fill this out already? Wait, I did fill this out already. Ready to donate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I was sure that I filled it out. So let's try this out.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, that's all we can ever do. I love learning.
Hi there, this is Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach, the owner? Hi there, my name's Love, and I'm with the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, please?
Yeah, this is Zach.
Hello, Zach. I'm Love from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. We work to provide support and resources to communities affected by hurricanes. Our organisation focuses on delivering emergency aid, rebuilding homes, and helping affected families get back on their feet. Do you have any questions, or would you like to learn more about how you can support our efforts?
It's great that you're doing this. Yeah, I'd love to learn how I can support.
That's wonderful to hear, Zach. You can support our efforts by donating to the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Your contribution will go directly towards providing essential resources like food, water, shelter, and medical aid to those in need. Are you ready to make a donation, or do you have any specific questions about our programs?
Yeah, I am happy to make a donation. How does it work?
Just a sec.
Activating the tool.
One moment. It seems I'm unable to access specific tools or systems related to donations. However, I can provide general information on how to make a donation. Typically, here are the steps you can follow. 1. Choose the cause. Decide what you want to donate to, such as a charity, organization.
Well, it should have.
Cause.
Oh, I received them. Did I receive a message?
Well, yeah. How do
So,
I
know
Give
what
me a
the issue
moment.
is.
how do I donate? Do I just give you my credit card right now?
No, you should not share your credit card information or any sensitive financial
Oh,
details
sorry.
in this chat. To
So,
make a donation
okay,
safely, follow these general steps.
Okay. So that is it's missing from the prompt, which is good information about how much we need to give the prompt in the different blocks. Because it's not catching that they make the donations by sending the secure payment link, even if the automation activated. Did you get a text?
I got 3 texts.
Oh.
So I think that the default is that if a tool fails once, activate it again. If it fails twice, activate it again. And I must have gone 3. Yep, 3. So let's give clarity.
Well, and I think I know we have about a half an hour left, and so we'll get as much as we can.
I'm out. Let's do that.
I think that there's some real power in workflows and like learning how to kind of build multiple steps and blocks in one workflow. And maybe that comes before the send payment link, where there's a little more instruction around what to do and navigating the conversation.
What do you mean?
Well, so I said, hey, I'm ready to make a donation. And then it got a little lost.
Yeah.
It said, hey, I don't have any.
This didn't work. So.
But you got the link.
Yeah, but I did the webhook wrong. So that's what we need to change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you bring up very valid points, but it was because the tool didn't work.
I see.
And yes, it also doesn't have any information about what this step is. There's nowhere for me to add
Thanks for joining
context.
us, Jorge. Hopefully we'll see you around in the community soon.
Okay, so let's fix this. How do we fix this? We need to go to OpenAI documentation tools. And what we're going to get in tools is the response format. We can also get it in the VAPI docs. Actually, that might be a lot more quick. Are we still at the top? This is the first link that I opened. It wasn't intentional. Great, it's not loading. Okay, wonderful. Docs, create call. So we are going to the documentation. We are going to, nope, no. We're going to tools. We're going to tools, get tool, create tool, list tools. This is not to activate the tool. So this is not where we want to go. We want to know what response do we have to send back to activate a tool. So let's go to tools, assistant tools. File search, function calling, similar to chat completions. Yep. So what we can do is, this is what we don't take care of, what we don't have to worry about, which VAPI worries about when we use the UI, which is really nice. But what is the response that we're getting back? You will see tool calls will require action. That's what VAPI takes care of. Maybe the information is in here. What we're looking for is, what is the required response format from the tool? OpenAI tools required response format. This is a great question for ChatGPT. If anybody knows it, if you could just plug it in here, that'd be great. Or if everybody knows it by heart. Sure, JSON response format. I know what I'm looking for. I just need to remember what the formatting is like. No. Maybe it is in documentation. We go to tools calling, understanding the tool structure. This is when you create the tool, adapting the payload for your needs, function details, example modification, server response format. There we go. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. So now we're going to insert the same thing into,
Okay.
please don't mess up my format. Yeah, there you go. Glam, tool call ID, and then result is going to be text message sent successfully. And this tool call ID, we should, we don't have it here.
Yeah, I don't think we set a variable.
But I believe I can find it here. If you haven't checked out what I'm doing, it's in the latest video that we released where we're showing how to troubleshoot VAPI, troubleshoot make. And this is the ID of the tool. But we don't want just this ID, like we don't want to copy paste it. We want the path that brings us to this call ID. So it's going to be message, tool calls, 1, and then ID. And how we're going to build the 1 into the, okay, 1 second here. So we should be able to get it automatically. Could you call back and we're going to trigger the tool. We're going to redetermine data structure.
Do you want me to do the happy path?
Yes, please. We love happy paths.
Happy path.
Hello, this is Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Hi, this is Love from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Yes, this is Zach speaking.
Lovely to speak with you, Zach. My name is Love from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Our foundation is dedicated to providing immediate support and resources to communities affected by hurricanes. We focus on delivering essential relief goods, medical aid, and rebuilding support to help communities recover and rebuild after these devastating natural disasters.
You can interrupt it now.
Yeah, I love what you all are doing, and I'm happy to make a donation right now.
One moment.
Nice.
It seems there was no specific action or information provided to process. How can I assist you today?
I'm ready to make a donation to the Hurricane Relief Foundation.
Hold on a sec. It seems that I don't have access to
Try one more
specific
time.
donation processes at the moment. However, you can usually donate to the Hurricane Relief
Could you
Foundation
try
through their official-
doing that one more time, activating that tool one more time?
This will just take a sec.
Okay.
It seems there's an issue with accessing specific information or tools at the moment.
And now it's doing,
However,
okay,
don't-
there you go. Okay, so we got it. It's tool calls and then ID. So we're going to find that one more time. We're going to blap. We're going to paste it here. And then we're going to grab that text message sent successfully. That is our result. And then for tool call ID, we're going to grab message, tool calls ID, bloop.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have the right response format. How do I know it's the right response? Because it follows this formatting that VAPI gives us. Thank you for simplifying it, VAPI. And we should be good to try it one more time. And it should give a proper response. Unless I'm doing...
Hello, this is Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I speak with Zach, the owner, please? Hello, my name's Love from the Hurricane Relief
So
Foundation.
it won't hear anything that you're
Okay.
saying while you're just introducing.
Yeah, this is Zach speaking. How can I help you?
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. As part of the Hurricane Relief Foundation, we are reaching out to local businesses to seek support for our relief efforts. Would you be interested in learning more about how you can help?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much for your willingness to help. Let me provide you with some information on how you can contribute to our efforts.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy to donate, so I could make a donation today.
That's fantastic, Zach. Thank you so much for your generosity. And let me guide you on how you can make the donation today.
How do I make the donation?
You can make a donation by visiting our website and clicking on the donate button. Alternatively, I can provide you with our bank details for a direct transfer. Or, if you prefer, we can arrange a time for someone to...
So that's what makes me wonder if there's, natural language missing in the prompt.
If the owner is ready to donate. Oh, you mean in this prompt?
Yeah, so I wonder if it's, number one, it's saying it twice at the very beginning.
So let's do that then. This is the whole prompt that we're giving once it's talking with the owner. Let's be a little better.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what do we say?
Well, we did talk about we haven't mentioned it's an AI assistant, so that's gonna fit in here.
Yeah. Convince them to donate. Benefits of the organization and ask for a donation. Don't take no for an answer.
Compelling has 2 L's.
Thank you.
Yep.
And the output is the donation amount.
Why wouldn't it be ready to donate? Because the whole purpose of that first conversation is to essentially, convince them to donate.
So yeah, that the conversation goes forward if the owner is ready to donate.
Okay.
Okay. So what do we explain here? And what is the output that we require, that we want? Is ready to donate. Okay, what amount?
Right. So then why would we put the donation amount as the output
before
the condition if they're ready to donate?
I guess we could put a block in the middle asking specifically for the number. But this conversation kind of leads there, right?
Well, right. It'd be like, are you in how they've been phrasing it, I think is actually pretty good, which is, are you open to hearing about how you can support the foundation? Be like, sure. Okay, you can donate. Is your company in a position to donate? Yes. Which donation amount makes sense for you right now? So the number would actually come after the condition.
Number would come. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Feels like a micro step. And it feels like this might be exactly what blocks is for micro steps. Let's do it that way. So there's no output. Is there an output from this one? If the owner is ready to donate. And then we want to put a block in between those two.
I mean, would the output be, this is way too long, but like the output being essentially is, we've explained to them how they can, is it going down again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying. Like, we've explained to them how they can how they can donate, or the donation tiers is the output. Like, we've gotten to that far.
Yeah.
And then if they're ready to donate, or then the other path would start objection handling. Or that's all built into a workflow. That's kind of the question.
Well, objection handling is a workflow. I'm trying to get there.
Yes.
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 And we're like,
we got 20 minutes.
Don't have time.
Well,
yeah, we need to build a whole other workflow in 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna leave it like this.
Yep.
We are saying that there should be another space in between. 1 second. Okay, so there should be another block in between. Yes, this is the owner. Convince them to donate. If they say yes, get the amount.
Or is it? Can I open this?
No, you cannot actually.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Because
Or
frozen.
it's frozen. Okay. Or if it's this is the owner. My brain is going in 5,000 different directions, so bear with me.
Choose one.
That is
Vocalize.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, one thought is, well, should that block be a workflow?
Which one?
This is the owner. But
I would say so.
You think so?
We are kind of building the workflow here, though.
Right. So then that thought crossed my mind, and I was no, actually, because really in that block, the objective is to give the value proposition of the nonprofit, to like compelling value proposition to the nonprofit owner, and explain the donation tiers, and then ask if they're, if they think that they're in a position to support.
Yeah, it's being super annoying. My computer is okay. Okay, so we're gonna delete this one.
Yeah,
but you just said some words that I think were very effective.
Why don't you say, be compelling on the benefits of the organization and explain the donation tiers? Explain the donation tier options. Ask if the owner is able to offer any level of support. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Tell me.
I love that.
Tell me where your brain's at. I just dropped my
Ask if the owner will donate. We need.
Cool. Yeah.
We need to move on to
economy of language.
Ask the amount.
Great.
That the owner will donate. Because we need to simplify, because we have a whole other branch to go to.
So let's just save that.
And we're just saying, what is the donation amount?
Okay.
And we'll say as it is required. So here, we needed to go through there to get that variable out. To get, this is the donation amount. To make something a little more useful out of the tool, which is, the key is going to be donation amount. And then the value is going to be donation amount from here. Bam. So $50. Great. Wonderful. And maybe we should even make it a number. Where's the donation amount? It's this. And does that work? Do we, with number here? Okay, cool. I think it has to be string. Variable, insert donation amount. Bam. And that's that. And then output is pretty much output data from this conversation. Successful text message. User received.
Received payment link.
Payment link. Yeah. Okay, lovely. So let's test this, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We might be mashing a few too many instructions here, but you explain how these should be actually different blocks, maybe even a different workflow.
Yeah,
so
that is
slack. Cool.
Hello, this is Love calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Am I speaking with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Yes, this is Zach.
Thank you, Zach, for confirming. I'm Love again, calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Our organization is dedicated to providing immediate support and long-term assistance to communities devastated by hurricanes. We focus on disaster relief, rebuilding homes, providing essential supplies, and offering emotional and psychological support to affected families. Your support will help us make a significant impact. We have 3 main donation tiers. 1, bronze tier, $100, provides essential support.
Different tiers, different blocks.
Okay.
Wait. We need to activate the function.
Oh, right. Okay, let me call him.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to him?
Sure.
Could you please connect me to the owner?
Yeah, this is the owner.
Hello, I'm Assistant Snape, representing the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Our organization is dedicated to providing critical aid and support to those affected by hurricanes.
That sounds like you're doing amazing work. How can I help?
Great. The Hurricane Relief Foundation focuses on several key areas to provide maximum support to those in need.
Okay, lovely. So, how can I help?
Your support can make a significant difference. We offer several donation tier options, each with its own impact. 1 bronze tier, $50, provides basic...
Change the number. He said 100 before. Okay, lovely. Yeah, bronze tier for $50 sounds like an amazing amount.
1 moment.
Okay, it's activating the function.
Hold on a sec.
So I'm getting the link here. Here's a secure payment link.
Great. That's perfect. If you need any assistance with the payment process, or if there are any questions, feel free to ask.
And what I would ideally do next is grab that variable that we're outputting, and we're inputting it into the function. This is what we're sending to make. We're sending what is the donation amount. But we kind of need to bring this to a close. We'll just go to make, go to the scenario, and just add this variable that we're already sending into the text message, just saying this is the donation link for the amount dollars. Okay, so that's our whole branch for talking to the owner, is what we call a happy path. And 2 hours is probably like a decent time for creating this whole thing for the first time.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
I just want to kind of like do one thing, which is you get 3 options like we were showing in the Figma. Conversation, tool call, conditions, which were these, and then workflow. So what this will do is we can put inputs, for example, let's see, we can insert variables for the workflow to activate workflow. We're going to leave the output image. And we're just going to name it schedule call back. And now I'm just going to mix a couple concepts, but it's fine. We can view a workflow, and this whole thing is going to disappear because everything just crashed is why it's going to disappear. Simply, we can say we do have the better time to call back. So we could probably just put into a function, right? Can we just have a function? Can we delete this one? Yeah, we would have to do it the other way around. So refuse to connect with the owner. And if they refuse to connect with the owner, if let's say, if this is false, if user refuses to connect with the owner, we go here. And what if this activates the workflow of when can we call them back? Okay. Cool.
That makes sense.
Find out a better time to call reach the owner. I'm going to delete this one. And then I'm going to say if the user refuses to connect the owner to the call, save. And then for schedule callback is going to be a whole workflow. This is actually not going to exist. We're going to go to the workflow and then ask, did I copy this? Yeah, find out a better time to call back to reach the owner, to talk
Mm-hmm.
with the owner. The output is going to be better time to call. Bam. And then, sure. And then we're going to go into add your next block.
So this would be
Add step.
if they say no, I don't know, his schedule or something like that, then it would be like, what's the next step?
Yeah, that'd be one branch. We're just focusing on happy branch right now, happy path.
Okay.
So yeah, call them back at 2 p.m. and we're gonna add a tool. So
right. Okay.
this conversation is better time to call. Find out a better time to call to talk with the owner. To call back to talk with the owner, you have to find a better time as is required.
Right, and then
And once you find that out, if you leave blank, this is the default. So yes, we want this to be the default. And this is gonna be schedule.
Yep, I see.
Schedule call back. Bam. And then we're gonna have a, example, whatever. Example URL to activate the schedule a callback, which whatever is a function in your make or whatever. And then that's pretty much where we're ending this conversation. So now I'm wondering, can you go back to the previous one? How do you go back?
Well, I guess technically that would be the end of the branch. So I don't know if you actually would go back. Right? Or
schedule
or
callback,
I guess it
when
would
when that happens,
it would complete and then the next it would just keep going, right? If you had an arrow going somewhere else.
So schedule callback, yes. Workflow, schedule callback. And once it does that, it comes back to this parent workflow. And then it says, politely end the call. Bam.
Okay.
Confirm the callback time and politely end the call. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it out.
Let's give it a.
It's not gonna work though because there is no function.
Right, I know there's no function.
Yeah, okay. This is not the owner. We have a transfer to Zach was false. This actually shouldn't exist. This is just the condition itself.
Right.
So if the user refuses to connect, the owner call to the call. Okay, lovely.
Okay.
Let's try it out.
Ringing Zach's car wash. Hello, this is Zach's car wash. How can I help you today?
It became an inbound voice agent.
Yeah.
You were calling me.
Hello. Hello, my name is Love, and I'm calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. May I please speak with Zach, the owner?
Hey Zach, they're asking for you.
Sure, I have a minute.
Thanks, Zach. I'm Love, calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. We provide essential support to communities affected by hurricanes, including food, shelter, and medical aid. We have different donation tiers to make contributing easy.
Could you tell me those tiers?
Bronze tier. Of course, here are the donation tiers we offer. 1. Bronze tier. $50 provides essential supplies like food and water to affected families. 2. Silver tier. $150 offers temporary shelter and medical aid. 3. Gold tier. $300 supports long-term recovery efforts, including rebuilding homes and infrastructure. 4. Platinum tier.
Oh.
$500 or more ensure.
Platinum.
Sorry about that, Zach.
Yeah.
Let's do the platinum tier.
Thank you so much, Zach, for your generous donation. I'll send you a payment link right away.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're welcome, Zach. Have a great.
Wait, has it arrived yet?
Anything else you need? Sure, Zach. What do you need assistance with?
Can you send that link again?
Give me a moment.
Ah, there you go. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
I got it. 1025. Dope.
Okay.
Zach,
Okay, nice.
Let me try it one more time. This will be the last call.
Yeah,
Wrap
sorry,
it
I
up.
messed up the path.
We'll go the no path to check that.
To check this tool
yeah.
where it schedules the callback.
Right. So
And it'll fail, but it's fine.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Love, and I'm calling from the Hurricane Relief Foundation. Am I speaking with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
No, this is not Zach.
I apologize for any inconvenience. Could you help me by connecting me with Zach, the owner of Zach's Car Wash?
Zach is not here.
I understand. Could you let me know when might be a good time to call back to reach Zach?
Yeah, he'll be in tomorrow. You can call
Okay.
him at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank you for the information. I will call back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day.
Awesome.
Okay, well, it definitely did the thing. Confirmed the callback time and then called politely. That was okay.
Okay.
It definitely did the thing. It just didn't have any function to activate, but it also did that very gracefully where the function failed. So that's really nice. Cool. Wow. Okay. So let's recap. There's a lot that has happened.
Yeah. Thank you all for staying with us. I think you kind of rode through the whole thing, and this is awesome. I want to ask this question to you, and also to you all that are still with us, to be thinking about it as Alejo shares. But like, in the last 2.5 hours, what would you say is one or two of your biggest learnings or takeaways about VAPI blocks?
I'm gonna give 3.
Okay.
Number 1, no, they didn't forget about making the conditionals be arrows. That for 30 minutes we thought that they didn't put in there, and that we had to prompt with only 280 characters. No, they did think about these red and green. Number 2, I guess it's something I'm still curious about, which is what if you just give it a full workflow that is, and now get past the receptionist, get past the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And there's a dedicated workflow for that, which is what you suggested. We just didn't have the time to build out.
Yeah.
So we just did a mock child workflow, which is that's actually what you call it, parent child.
No, it is a child. It is a child workflow, and that's fine. That part reminds me of VoiceFlow a little bit, where it kind of takes you somewhere else. I'm sure that exists other places too.
So I'm still curious what the power of blocks really is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a caveat on that. Again, they're still in beta. The model is not meant to be finished and or fine-tuned.
Mm-hmm.
The actual LLM that is probably a fine-tune. I'd be very surprised if they did it any other way. So they're using kind of this data to then say, well, where is it messing up? It's saying the greeting twice. Sometimes it's not, it did the conditions pretty fine. It was apt at understanding when it had to go each way. Would you say?
Yeah, I think by the end we got it was
Okay. And finally, maybe it's my practice with Make, but I was able to make this very simple and easy.
Okay.
Which was really nice.
Cool.
In like 8 minutes, we had a whole tool built.
And
I think that was really nice. I didn't have to build a whole prompt. Yes, I think that's the big difference now with using tools. I didn't have to build a whole thing that said, like, I'm mentioning the available function again, and when to use it, how to use it, and then use the booking link to send an SMS, and then I'm doing this, and and then it becomes a whole thing where I have to give hyper clarity on how and when to use the functions. When here it's like, this is the only thing. If the agent is at this stage, the next step is the only step or 2 steps or 3 steps that the agent can only ever see and do. So the complexity just gets hyper reduced, kind of like in squads. The thing about squads is that they're really complex to build and design well. It's really easy to mess up.
Yeah.
In this case, I think it reduces the probability of messing up.
Yeah.
And those are the three things.
Thanks for sharing, Jim. Carefully design the flow. Yes, do your brain a favor, especially before you get too deep.
Would you say we did that well?
I think we did that well, and
cool.
I think yeah, always room for improvement. But I think mapping it out helped us. It gave us we knew where we wanted to go, and now we just had to figure out how to make it versus like trying to figure out where we're going and how to get there at the same time.
Yeah, like when we were, I will definitely let you finish. But when we were in this third block and we were getting sucked into fixing these third blocks, and then we remembered, wait, we have so much more to build.
Yeah.
Let's go build those things instead of being,
and yeah, relationship of the prompt in the assistant and the blocks ? That is still a question mark for me.
So there is no prompt. There is no big prompt. It's just small prompts.
Are you sure though? Because that question kind of implies that maybe will this share this thing again? Yeah. So like we were able to change the voice by going here.
Yeah.
Blocks v1.
But when you go to model, which is where you insert the prompt,
there is no bigger system prompt. Okay, right. Okay. And then I can see blocks working best as a part of a squad in the taking information steps. That's yeah. Would love to see how that goes for you, Jason, if you end up putting something together. So please, if you do, like share a loom in the community or share it in the Wins channel. The test I did used the prompt in the used assistant.
The test I did use the prompt. Did you use the API or use the prompt in the used assistant?
Thanks, Curtis.
Oh, hey, Curtis. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So what was the other lesson you took from these last 2.5 hours?
I think, well, it feels like a very initial taste because I haven't played with blocks before then. I've like looked at it, but that's about as far as I've gotten. So kind of understanding how far the agent will go with little context and where the gaps are in like giving it more explicit instructions. Because without a lot of instruction, there was a lot of variability in every call.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of them, he was super long-winded.
Yeah, it was like the temperature was.
So I can see how there's room to really fine-tune each of the blocks and clean it up that way.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it seems like the tool calling is easier, but there's a lot of stuff that you're doing that I think comes from just the experience that you have working with VAPI in general and make and tools that like as a non-coder is not intuitive to me. So I'm like, how would you know to like put this here and where, and how do I know when I'm copying like a piece of JSON or a function command and or how do I know when I'm like labeling something with my own language?
Yeah. I do go over a lot of that over in other videos. That's why I didn't want to get stuck on like what is a webhook and
I think
where do you put it?
That so that was just, and the curiosity for the workflows is like I'm excited to
workflows within workflows within
see
workflows.
What happens and so
cool.
Jim says no, it used the assistant prompt as well as what was in the block.
So Jim, I would love a like 2-minute loom for you to post it in the community because I'm super curious what you're talking about and it sounds like a whole other layer to what we're doing. Thank you for the compliment. We're trying, but the awesome thing about today is that there were no expectations, which is very, very different than when we're recording video. So thank you all for being patient with us.
And we need to get feedback if you have any. We are going to do future live streams I'm not sure how frequently yet, but we'll see how it goes. So what you found valuable or what you'd like to see next, please let us know in the school community. You can share in a post or DM us. And if you're not already in the school community, join us, Amplify Voice School Community. We normally host build hours during the week. And
twice a week.
But
not tomorrow.
Because we did this tonight. Where you can bring your challenges and troubleshoot, and we get in there and we kind of help each other get past the obstacles that come up, as we saw in building. So we'd love to have you all. And thanks for tuning in. We'll
let me add something, because
please.
You brought it up. This is what we wanted to portray. It's not, like easy, you just put this there and that there, and like now you learned it. And there's layers to it. Like I knew exactly what to put into the make in a way that I built a whole tool and connected it in like 8 minutes. That's just one layer, right? Of like, it comes easy now that there's practice. But there's this whole other layer, which is like, how do you figure something out in the first place? So hopefully it gives you some idea of like, it doesn't all just come natural. We found clicking on the arrow, which probably should have been the most intuitive thing to do a condition. We found it like 45 minutes in. So we're learning with you guys. And it's honestly a pleasure to be able to share the journey. And what you guys have told us is like, us going through the hard path is helpful for you all. So thank you all for the support. And hope we can do the same for you.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Next week.
See you next week.
We'll see you next
fun
week.
video coming up next week. See you all.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.